I absolutely love the Longines Spirit GMT line. They're absolutely incredible. But have you got £3,000 to spend on a watch? Nah, me neither. How about an alternative for £150? Got your attention now, haven't I? Let's have a look. Hi guys, my name is Jason and I am your watch guy today. We are all fully aware of Pagani Design by now. I've reviewed tons and you've seen me review tons. This one today is on the upper end of their price scale, but I think it could be the best that they've released. It's priced at £145 and it's been sent to me by the Pagani Design flagship store on Aliexpress. They are linked in the description. Instead of me rambling on though, let's get into it. This may be a 20th of the Longines price, but it's absolutely stunning. The dial looks fantastic under the light. The bezel has a brilliant action to it, and this one punches way above its weight. Some would even call it a bit of a spec monster. It's cased in 316L stainless steel with a 200-meter water resistance. The casing isn't badly finished at all for a sub £200 watch. We have some circular brushing to the upper lugs and a horizontal brush to the side. They are separated by a fantastically high polished chamfered edge, which follows on into the tips of the lugs. While we're on the topic of the case, let's talk about these really proportional dimensions. It's 40.2mm in diameter, including its domed sapphire crystal. It's 13.8mm thick. Lug to lug, it's 47.1mm, and these are 20mm lugs. This one fits really well on wrist, and the dimensions mean that it is a real prospect as an everyday wear. One thing that really drew me to this particular watch is the khaki green bezel insert. It's a beautiful colour and it really accents the aged effect GMT markings around the bezel. As I mentioned earlier, the action on this bezel is much improved on what you used to get from Pagani Design, and it's definitely a point that they've worked on over the years. Just listen to that click. There's a screw down crown on this one, and its grip matches the bezel really well. It's in a aviator style, which fits this watch perfectly. This one's obviously signed with the Pagani Design logo. The first position controls the GMT hand, and the second position controls the hour and minute hand. Packed with a NH34 movement, the one that's made GMT watches completely accessible to the budget market, but also means that this is a really reliable and robust movement packed into the back of this watch, which will be very attractive to budget consumers. You may be able to tell that I am actually becoming quite a fan of the NH34. It's also packing the obligatory display case back that you'll see in the H variants of the Pagani Design lines. The dial is a feature that I have really enjoyed much more than I expected to. This one definitely has two faces. In certain lights you will catch it looking like an almost matte effect dial. In others you'll catch that beautiful sunburst effect applied to this dial, and it really does shine and catch the light well. Just like the bezel, the dial accents the numerals really nicely. The applied numerals are atop a silver base and an aged effect lume in the center, which gives a really premium effect to the overall dial, and one that I haven't seen on Pagani's before. Now that border is fantastic, but another border that is also just as fantastic is the gold ring around the outer edge of the dial, which sits in between the dial and the intricately marked chapter ring. The standard Pagani Design logo without the print sits at 12 o'clock, followed by the usual information that you find above the 6 o'clock marking. There's a standard handset on this piece, but we also have a well highlighted orange GMT hand, which adds a fantastic flash of colour to the watch and really livens it up. Now let's get to the lume shot. As you can see, Pagani have stepped up their game on this lume, and they've also included a lumed bezel. Now the lume is definitely not as bright as I would like. There are some areas of patchiness throughout the entire lume shot. I think overall it's definitely better than their usual attempts, but if I was to rate this out of 10, I think I'm coming in with a 6. Slightly underwhelming for myself, and they definitely need to pack on more layers if they want to achieve the lume that everyone's asking for. The bracelet is made up of faux 7 piece links with push pins to hold them in place, which isn't the usual for Pagani Design. But overall, I don't really think many people will mind that this isn't a screw link bracelet. The real bonus to this bracelet is that it has female end links, which combined with the lug to lug distance on this watch makes it a really nice, wearable, everyday effect piece. This is also coupled with a simple fold over safety and push button milled clasp. We also have 3 levels of micro adjust on this one to get you that much smoother fit. With that all being said, let's get this one on wrist. One thing that I really can't deny about this watch is that it feels fantastic on wrist. It's been a real pleasurable wear for me for the last few days, the last week even. I think that they've really nailed the casing on this one. It fits so proportionally well to my wrist, and I imagine it would fit a lot of other wrist size really well too. The bracelet fits nicely, especially aided by those female end links. I think that they've nailed this one, and it definitely could be that perfect everyday wear that itches that Longines spot in your collection that you may have. This is a Pagani Design which packs a sapphire crystal, ceramic bezel, NH34 movement, and a well-finished casing, all for £145. There's obviously going to be drawbacks to it. What are they? Well, it's less than you'd expected. The Lume is anywhere near perfect. Also, the fold-over clasp does have a more budget effect to it and draws this back to a less than premium piece. The circle brush to the upper casing doesn't accent the bracelet well and definitely takes away from the overall effect. Finally, I wish the sapphire crystal had more of an AR coating to it in order to give this watch better visibility. That being said, this is still a spec monster for the £145 price tag that it has. This is probably the best that Pagani Design have released in years. No question for me. Thanks for watching this one, guys. It's been really nice to have Pagani Design back on the channel with a much more positive overall feel. I think this is one that a lot of us could get behind. And if you fancy it yourself, head down into the description and click that link. While you're there, leave me a comment. Tell me if you agree with me. Is this the best that they've released so far? Remember to subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.